What's up? Gonna be hanging out in Rimworld and some pool today. Really chill and quiet for a bit. The kids trying to sleep. We played a little bit on this after last stream, so we didn't miss much. Be cool to have a horse stable somewhere. It's I'm gonna build a little barn here, I think, and I could split this in half. Need someone to make clothes. game. I had one pulled up. Fedor Gorse versus Gomez. 2026 Yalin WPA Men's 8-Ball World Championship. Let's go up. That's good.
Break and sending it to the Predator commentary booth.
Thank you very much, Derek Cox, and a very warm welcome to you all from this fantastic Hyatt Regency at the Arc, St. Louis, Missouri. And we are beginning day 3 with the winner's first round of the WPA Yalin Men's World 8-Ball Championships. Fresh from his success winning yesterday's Bankmasters showdown, Fedor Gorst is taking on Roberto Gomez, semi-finalist in yesterday's Banks as well. It's a race to 8, winner breaks. Referee Dave Pearson from Amarillo, Texas. My name is Gethin Davis, and with two monsters on the table, it will be only fitting to have another monster on the comms with me for this contest. I am very blessed to be joined by Chris Reinhold. We are just trying to get him connected in at the moment, and while we do that, let's have a little look at the Ghost taking on Superman. As I mentioned, race to 8. Both players under a shot clock. They will have one extension that they can call each rack. And it is early in the morning here, 9 a.m. The crowd will start to build as this match progresses, I'm sure. And Roberto Gomez will get us off its winner breaks.
Eight ball.
Well, Gomez with the second ball break has made a ball in the side pocket and does have good shape. Good opening signs.
The ref didn't notice?
And already continuing from the Banks yesterday, a good bit of banter, not just between Dave Pearson and Roberto Gomez, but also with Fedor. Great to see that relaxed atmosphere, although very serious on the table. Roberto has played one match and won to get through to the winner's first round. Fedor not. With a very good win over Claudio Cacci. And he's taken solids here.
Bad first shot though.
He doesn't seem too happy with the result. Could be a combination 1-2 into the side pocket. I think he's just changed his mind. He can see the 3. That will make things a bit different for him. No, he's brought the 7 down nicely. Where the 8 ball is next to the 11, he'll probably be looking to get on that 8 into the same pocket as he's just potted there.
Test, Mike,
Nicely.
hello?
Interesting to see the players break. And with this winner's break format, it's become really important who wins the lag. rack. Not much needed from the 6 ball to leave shape on this 8.
Nice.
And the perfect start for the Superman gets us off the mark with a break and run. And more importantly, will retain the break as well. Gorst has to stay in his seat for a bit longer. I mentioned in the introductions, Gorst flying high, winning the Banks Master Showdown yesterday. So we just hear a round of applause in the background there. On our other tables, we have next to us, on table 1, Joshua Filler taking on Justin Bergman. There'll be a good St. Louis home support in for him. That's where you'll be hearing the applause coming from. On table 3, David Alcaida takes on Alex Kazakis. And on table 4, Radoslav Babica is taking on Aloysius Yap. All 4 tables being streamed live for you. Free content, Pro Billiard TV. Now, Roberto Gomez with his second break. Second ball break. This time making the red 3 in the bottom right corner. And again, a good spread. If you can hit them second ball breaks well, and they do spread. If you don't, they can cluster up on one side of the table. So I believe in an earlier match from yesterday, a colleague implied that Gomez had been doing that from the get-go. So clearly, if it isn't broken, don't fix it.
Start with the 1? No.
Now he's having a look at his options. No real big clusters for him. The 6 has a gap off the back of that cluster of 3 stripes, but that cluster of 3 stripes may put Roberto off considering them. Looks like he's going for the 1.
Ooh. Ooh.
An unexpected miss. Cue ball not falling too friendly for Fedor here, especially if he wants to continue with solids. He's called his extension early. He does want to persist with the solids. He's called the 6 into the bottom left pocket, bottom right from our overhead view as you look at home. Ooh, and that's not cut thin enough.
Oh, I missed that. Replay? No. Oof, it's a tight cut there, buddy.
Ooh, and that's not cut thin enough.
It's a rough shot, though. Oh. What?
Take this, man.
I wonder what he's asking him. Thought I heard the ref say something about a combination.
What's left to consider now? On the right side of the 7. Fourth follow off the short rail. That very nicely. It does have
Their
bottom
audio is
right
shit.
pocket. If you look at it, it's the top right from the overhead. So the right, both and right side pockets. So there are options for Roberto here. Speed early on. Secure a 2-0 lead. Of his chair for one shot with a thin cut on the 4, didn't make it. That allowed Gomez back in. And as I mentioned, we do have 4 matches streamed for you, but the remaining of the winners first round matches all underway, and there are some big matches out there. I'll try and keep you updated as and when the scores come in. But there are some of the biggest names in the sport here in Missouri. $300,000 prize pool up for grabs. And at this stage, it's double elimination till the last 32. So the loser will still get a chance, but from my recollection, we'll have to play an additional 3 matches to get to the last 32. So Roberto Gomez, race to 8, looking at 2-0 lead. And his first dry break will bring Gorst out of his chair with a much better look than he had the last time. And as I mentioned, the lag has been playing a real big difference in these matches early on. The winner break format. We've seen some big swings in scorelines, and it's only taken a small opportunity like this for the momentum to swing.
Risky side pocket shot, straight. Problems at 2, we could come back.
Just summarising his options, he's elected solids, opening with the 7 ball into the side pocket. No real concerns, except
Come back for the 6.
getting good on the 4, but does have available pockets.
Yeah. Or the 2.
I'm wondering how much sleep Fedor got last night after the excitement of what was it was a fantastic win in the Banks Master Showdown. It was Jason Shaw he took on, who took a commanding lead over Fedor. Fedor fought back into it, but then even in the last rack, Shaw was on the hill for quite a while
I want to see that game.
with grind and determination
I love Banks.
and 2 fantastic closing shots. Fedor took the title and the $15,000 prize, and he's straight back out first thing in the morning. Different discipline this time, 8 ball. was his ball to hold for the 4. Could just draw it down. Has to slide past the 11. Which he's done nicely, and that leaves him a good angle to trace the cue ball back up the center of the table. This will all be about pace, but a good response from Gorst with a first real good look at the table.
It's tricky. Oh, perfect. Jesus.
He's played that very well.
Oh, yeah.
He's played that very well indeed. And that, just to get off the mark, will bring the scoreline to 2-1. More importantly, we get to have a look at Fedor's break.
I'm just chilling here in the colony.
And as I mentioned, the crowd will start building up here. If you are watching in the area, don't be afraid to come down and watch. It's free at the venue. And as you can see, there are some seats still available. You can get to meet the players, maybe grab a few autographs while you're here and have a wonderful look around the area here at the Hyatt Regency. Hear another clap from the adjacent table. That can only suggest that Justin Bergman has got another one on the board, and yes indeed he has. He's 3-0 up against Joshua Filler. What a tough matchup he's got. That's over on table 1. Back here on table 2, we get to see Gorst up for his first break, trailing 2 racks to 1. Let's see how this contrasts with his opponent's break.
Where's he going? First ball. Interesting. Dry.
Well, a little turnaround in dismay, and Roberto jumping out the chair to what? Well, not a lot. A lot of solids in his line of sight. But as you can see, to where Roberto was standing, the 5 is very much hampered by the 9 and I think the 15. So maybe forced into go in solids here. In fact, I think he's going to be forced into go in solids. So we'll need to think about that 5. And as you bring your eye line back to where the 8 ball is, that 4-7 cluster will also need attention. So this, not a straightforward opportunity for Gomez here, and straight away looking to get on that 5. That's a fantastic shot. He's got to be careful here. He's got the 9 and the 15 yellow brown stripes to just navigate. Could be able to pull it through the gap. May need to run into one of them.
The 9. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
Oh, how was this bump? He was able to run around them both, but came up quite heavy into the 15.
You can see it.
Another applause in the background.
His options are low here. It's
Could
jacked
indicate
up.
Justin has won another.
See, it's open for error.
Okay, I think Roberto was just trying to hop the cue ball a little bit over the edge. That's forced the miss. Fedor back to the table. He's got stripes on the agenda. And not a bad opener if he wants to take the 10 to then attack the 2. Or rather one troublesome stripe, the one he's just pointing at there. Looks like the 13. But as with Gomez's first shot. Gorst will look to try and attack any trouble early on. We bumped into the 7 heavy. And we
Got raid here. Melee. Neanderthal. Stocky, powerful built humanoids. They are hardy and difficult to injure. And their strong immune system protects them from infection. However, their minds are less adept at intellectual and social tasks, and their impulsiveness can make them dangerously aggressive. Quickly. The female Neanderthal. Artistic. Well, is everyone shit, he's pretty far. Shit, run. You run. Oh. I don't have any more graves. I need an incinerator. Where would I put that? Production. I need granite. No, I have it. All right, we're good.
Cue ball has not really done much at all. That will likely be the end of that opportunity. He's having a look.
What do you call it? Side?
There's probably an element of safety in this, trying to bring the cue ball back down onto the short rail. He did call the 12 ball into the corner pocket. It wasn't on. It was all about the cue ball, and he's been rewarded. Roberto coming to the table, locked up behind his own 2 ball.
That sucks, man. I hate being jacked up like that. Good safety.
Well,
very good.
Again, good cue ball control. That 1 ball blocking line of sight for the obvious 15. So he's calling this the 13 in the side pocket. Looks like he's playing it off the 1 ball.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's played that well. Where's the 1 ball travel to? That should not cause a problem if I was going to say if the 14 passed, but it doesn't. So he's called the combination.
Some
he
draw.
went into it with venom. Did he go into it with too much venom?
Yeah, way
Look
too much.
at the 14. It's come right down next to the 8, but still available for the bottom right pocket.
Yeah.
So Gorst likely to play off this for the 15 into the same pocket. And now this is the key shot. Needs to avoid traffic and get the cue ball down to where he's got his cue right now. So 2, maybe 3 rails, likely a 3rd rail. Make sure he avoids the 7. Shouldn't come into play. Doesn't want it to come into play. Great line, good pace. Well, I say good pace, would ideally like to have been low on the 14 because it's nigh on impossible to get shape from the 12 back to the 14. So that's a tricky shot. It's going to be running into the 9, running into the 8 ball rather.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Here's the 8 ball, gonna end up short enough. Wow.
Yeah, there's 3 and 2 though in the way of the
Still
line.
not out of the woods yet. Needs to
The
make a
8.
good positional shot for the 8. There is a window between the 4-2, as you can see from the overhead.
Fuck,
I
that's
do like this aspect to look at the play. Is he gonna look for that small gap? I feel he has to.
He's got it.
Ooh, he had a second look.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's gone far enough. And brings the scoreline back to 2 apiece as we get not just a round of applause from this table, it sounded like also from our other table. Just bringing up the scores and give you an idea of some of the quality that's out there and that didn't make our 4-stream tables. We've got Robbie Capito taking on Jovan Bustamante. Got Daniel Maciel taking on Hunter Lombardo. And that round of applause you just heard, Justin Bergman now 4-1 up on Joshua Filler. Victor Zielinski 3-2 up, Mateusz Snigoczki. And, well, I cannot believe this one didn't make our 4-stream tables. Billy Thorpe is 1 apiece against Jeffrey DeLuna. And over on our other TV table 3, Alex Kazakis has taken an early lead over David Alcada. If you want to keep updated with all the scores, probilliardseries.com is the website, and you will get the schedule of play, the fixtures, times, table numbers. Gorst to break, brought the scoreline back to 2 apiece. Still not getting success from the break. Or did he? Don't believe so. No. 2 breaks, 2 dry for Fedor. Not a bad spread of the balls. There are options both ways for Roberto here. Gone, selected stripes. I'm guessing where the 6 ball is, blocked by the 11, that would have helped his decision making here. Would love to run into the 5 and just open up a bit more for that 10 ball.
Oh.
Didn't, and has come too far if he wanted to play the 11 next.
1 course.
And as Roberto pots that 9 ball, it's my absolute pleasure, as I did mention earlier, to be joined in the box by great pool player and instructor, Chris Reinhold. Welcome, Chris. Good to be joined by you.
How's it going? How's the match been so far?
Well, bring you up to speed. Roberto Gomez opened with the break and run. Made balls off his second break. However, didn't have anything on. Left Gorst with a very difficult cut, which he missed, and Gomez ran out. And Gorst has slowly brought it back to 2 apiece, but his opening 2 breaks, Chris, have both been dry, and this is the result of his second dry break.
Yeah, Roberto looks like he's playing very well, hitting the ball very clean. Well, it should be a good match, but especially if neither can really get their break going. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the difference, Roberto Gomez, it was mentioned to me yesterday, Chris, second ball breaking with great success.
I feel like that's definitely a good strategy if the balls aren't breaking incredibly well. You gotta give it a try for sure. What's your pattern here?
Well, he's got to get rid of the 10 now. He's been trying a few times to get to this. Did well to be able to make the stripe that was locked near the 6 down into the same pocket. If he can come up for the 15 now and use the 13 for shape on the 8, that would be my preferred route, but he's got to get through some traffic and he's got to pot the 10, Chris.
It's a tough miss. Sometimes, you know, you're too worried about shape and you end up missing the ball, which happens at every level, obviously.
Yeah, I think he was focused on just avoiding contacting the 5 or the 2, and maybe he just took his focus off the shot. But it was a similar mistake that Gorst pounced on earlier.
Better now, looking to see if the 5 passes the 10. If it doesn't, he's going to have to use the 2 or the 6 to get on the 5 in the opposite lower left-hand corner. Shouldn't be a problem, but just something to focus on and kind of think about, especially if you're trying to study the game. It's definitely something that they make look really easy, but we'll see what happens.
Well, especially from the break, Chris, as you mentioned, they're always looking at what the problem ball would be, and on both occasions so far in the match, players electing to solve it on their first available opportunity with success. I was wondering if he was going to use the 2 then, but maybe just slightly the wrong angle to be able to float through for the 5 if it doesn't pass. This should be better.
Yeah, and on this 5 ball, you don't want to be where the 2 is. You want to be a little lower. So you'd rather be straight in or a little bit on the other side, just so you don't have to fight the 10 at the corner. I'm sure he'll be fine here, but these little tight spaces is what makes all of them so elite.
Yeah, as you said, just coming low on the 5.
Also,
Has
it's good to stay
options.
off that rail, right? Because then the more options, like you just said, options, and more options.
I was just having a look up the table, Chris, as what ball he would prefer to use to get shape on the 8. That 10 is going to be blocking the pathway for the 8 into the bottom right. Oh, he ran into the 1.
Would that have been your shot selection, which to run into the ball because you don't have really a chance of scratching?
That's not a bad shout. I always think it's brave to run into balls, especially when they're open and have available pockets. As you know better than I do in 8-ball, there is always going to be the situation where you need to maneuver other balls to make yours available. Of course, players at this level can do it with a lot more ease, but I didn't think that he was going to run into the 1 there. It didn't matter.
Yeah, I think with the shot clock winding down and then being a somewhat difficult cut shot, I think he was just making sure he made the ball first and kind of took whatever he could, which at his skill level, I think is totally okay.
Well, he's got to take this 7 in the side pocket, otherwise he's going to be coming the wrong side of the 8. How's his pace? his raise of the eyebrows, Chris, suggests that he was a bit surprised. He's happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. Very nice out from Federer here.
Yeah, and the only thing he's really been missing so far, Chris, is making a ball off the break. That may change. He's had 2 now. We'll be having a little think about what he needs to do for his 3rd, and this winner breaks format has certainly been providing for good momentum shifts. Over on the other table, Chris, we've got a St. Louis home favourite. Justin Bergman is 4-2 up on Joshua Filler. Now, I know you're not from St. Louis, but you spent a lot of time here, I believe.
Yeah, St. Louis is a big pool town. I was here for college, Lindenwood University, with Mark Wilson. He was my coach. And Justin Bergman lives maybe an hour or 2 from here. He's a hometown favorite. One of the better American players. And yeah, he's awesome and he plays amazing. And I'm glad that he's getting out and playing more events because he can really do some damage.
Yeah, I agree. It was wonderful watching him in the Banks event as well, making the semi-finals yesterday. It's great with the home support. Right, Gorst leading 3-2, yet to make a ball from the break. Race to 8. And that will help, Chris. 2 made, I believe.
He made a few there. Maybe it was from the other racks that didn't go in. They gave him a few more.
Well, I'm trying to remember where he broke from the last 2 times. I don't believe the last one was down the center of the table, so maybe he's just decided to start breaking right down the channel, but to great effect. Not a bad spread of the balls either. The 1 ball hampering the 14, is it? Yep. So it is available to the top right pocket.
Yeah, I do like solids here.
Yeah, stop shot on the 6. If the 6 passes down into this bottom left pocket, a stop shot on that will make the 2 available very nicely.
Just trying to navigate when to shoot the 1. You would have to get a little more towards middle table, in my opinion, to have a Good shot. I think he's going to try to do that now. From the 6 to the 7, and the 7 to the 1 ball. Potentially might go down in between the rail and the 14 as well for the 1 in the top left. But it's really... Oh, wow, he's going 2 ball first. Interesting. What are your thoughts here?
Well, it's does he want to stay high or low on the 1? I mean, the thin cut is on now, but he has a much better chance of getting shape from the 7. I would say down to the short rail and maybe use a little bounce as well. How about that?
Yeah, I would agree. I like that as well. Whenever I'm closer to the ball, even if it's a steeper angle, it's easier to control the cue ball. So I think he's doing a good job. Just have to be aware of that side. Right pocket, obviously.
Yeah, just needs to treat this with care. Does not want to bring an opponent's ball into play. Shouldn't do.
Pretty smooth there. 15 was a big ball, and he avoided it very nicely.
Yeah, and after just taking the lead for the first time, Chris, this is a real nice way to start pushing on with the break and run. Sending a message to Roberto, my break's working, and this is what I'm going to do if I get the chance. Fedor Gorst takes a 4-2 lead in this race to 8, and just a quick update on our other streamed matches coming to you. Over on table 4, Aloysius Yap 3-1 up on Radoslav Babica, and on table 3, David Alcaida locked in a 3-3 battle with Alex Kazakis. And I was about to give you an update on the Joshua Filler match, but I did hear a clap. We are hearing the applause from the hometown crowd coming across from next door. Justin Bergman 5-2 up now on Joshua Filler. Big match for Justin, and again, like you said, great to see him with the home support and delivering as well.
Filler's no joke, man.
Now, a little look at the stats. Now we're at 4-2. The break success, well, Fedor making one successful break and following it with a break and run. Can he do it again for a second time here?
Yeah, it's quite possible at his level that he can run 2 in a row. We'll see what happens if the pool gods let him make a ball on the break this time again, or if they'll give it to Roberto. Look at that.
Wow.
Nothing on the break.
No. And the difference between breaking down the center and on the side, or rather the second ball break, is when it goes wrong with the second ball break, the ball seemed to just tuck over to one side of the table. With playing it such force down the center, if you don't make a ball off the break, there's a real good chance you're going to leave your opponent with something.
Yeah, totally agree. And when you're at that level of Federer and Roberto, you kind of have to give yourself the chance to make a ball and have a good spread, so that way you know that if you make a ball and you have such a good high chance of running out.
I don't think he can avoid the 9 ball here, which may take the energy out of the cue ball. Was able to draw into it and freeze the cue ball for shape on the 4. Nicely done.
Yeah, if he doesn't get out here, that 10 ball will haunt him a little bit, I'd imagine.
Yeah, indeed. It can be just that one unforced error that can really make a big difference, especially with the swing of the score winner breaks format. But this is not looking too much of a challenging pattern for Roberto here. He'd be disappointed to not run out with the way the balls are spread for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like going for the 2. I know it would make the other shots a little easier, but I like 3, 5, and then 2 here for sure. And the 8 and then where the 3's, especially because you'll be close to the 8 with the cube, but this for me is just a little too risky. You don't get perfect, then now you have to work backwards trying to get back in line, which I just wasn't a big fan of.
No, and he's finished a little funny here. Chris, if
Big
drawing
drive.
back, he may be drawing close to the long rail. Oh, and it looked like he would have been teasing the jaws of the side pocket as well. He's now left himself a tricky 5 by all accounts. I think your heed of warning was very welcome.
It's 12 o'clock English to go 2 rails out for the 3.
Slow down, no
Put too much
shit.
power on this, you don't want to have to go back and forth. I'd like to stay there. You're just going to roll it in with a lot of right English and get to close to where he's at now. And just kind of take what you can on the 8 ball.
Yeah, he didn't like it. Felt the angle was too much, but navigated it very nicely back across for this 8 ball. And brings the scoreline back to 4-3. Is not going to let Fedor run away with this. And this is the sort of contest I was looking forward to, Chris. And coming up later today, talking about things to look forward to, 2 p.m. local time, we'll have Sabert's St. Louis Women's Open kicking off. And following that a little bit later on at 6:30 p.m. local time, the Poison Mixed Doubles event will kick off as well. So 8-ball action and women's action and mixed doubles action. A lot to look forward to, Chris. How have you been finding the first few days?
So actually, I was kind of doing photography for Predator with a camera in the back room over there for 2 days, so I haven't really been following this.
They locked you in a room.
But they locked me in a room, and now they let me come outside, which was nice of them.
Brilliant, brilliant.
But
yeah, no.
I'm looking forward to sweating the action today, that's for sure.
Where can we find your photos, by the way, Chris? On the Predator website?
They were just for the player profiles, so whenever you see graphics on the streams and the player introductions, that's kind of what they're for.
Excellent, excellent. Let me just get the stats up. I've yet to meet our stat man, Michael Salmon. I'm sure you've had the pleasure, but I do love the stats he keeps bringing up for us. If you want to at home find them, I can give you the lowdown on the web address for it. It's probilliardseries.com/live stats. And once the match is kicked
It's
off
filler
on
now.
table 1 and 2, Michael Salmon keeps updated all the statistics. And sometimes they really do glean good aspects of the players' games. It looks like, Chris, the players have just taken a break. Now, you're back in St. Louis. Are there some familiar faces and friends that you remember?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few actually. It's really nice to see. I'm looking forward to kind of mingling with everyone. After tomorrow, I have a little more time off. It'll be nice to kind of be a spectator in the stands again and just enjoy an event. They put on a really, really good event, and as they always do. But yeah, I look forward to being a pool fan this week.
Well, I have to say, as a pool fan, I really do relish the opportunity to get to commentate on these top flight matches. And you have a very busy day of you ahead, sir. I believe you're on table 2 for every match today. I will be tuning in when it's not my turn. Thank you very much. I did see Mark Wilson here on day one, watching one of Bergman's bank matches. I do know that, I think it's St. Charles over at Linderwood, where they're based, where you were based even. And that's not too far away from here. I'm sure you've had plenty of games in the city of St. Louis.
Yeah, I went to college there. I won the Collegiate National Championships. Mark Wilson was my coach. It was an awesome experience, and then I realized that I wanted to go play pool for a living full time, and that's kind of where it started. Yeah, he's an amazing guy. Michael Salmon, back to what you were talking about, really good dude, and the things that he keeps stats of, I just would never have even thought of. So if you have a chance, it's really fascinating. You should definitely go check it out.
He's like Mr. Moneyball of the pool world. I have been fascinated, and it's been a pleasure to have met him over the past few months and gleaned some insights into the game. I have been enjoying the live stats. Now, after their break, we get back to the action. Roberto Gomez brings the scoreline back to 4-3 with the break. He has been second ball breaking with great success so far. He made the 4, Chris. He's at the table.
Yeah, I'm starting to think solids is the way to go here. 6, 7, 7, 6, 5. So the 3 can kind of be a key ball for the 8, or you can get that out of there soon, and then the 8 goes in the side as well. It's just kind of preference, but I personally would go solids here for sure.
Yeah. Less problems.
Yeah, looks like his 1 ball is the only real opener if he wants to take solids.
3 I would hate.
I think he's just thinking about that 3 ball. Will the 3 ball end up being his key ball, Chris?
Could very well be.
Oh, he's not so happy with that.
I think he's gonna have to get this 2 ball out of there. I think he's gonna have to get this 2 ball out of there, and then go from there. Kind of reset on a positional play.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he was hoping for position on the 6. But this 2 ball does give him a good opportunity to reset, as you said. I don't know if that's done it. Oh yeah, he will be able to see the 6 ball now.
Yeah, he still might go 5 here if he doesn't trust the low right English. You have to aim a little thicker on these balls with clean cloth, so can't be guaranteed position. I think he's going to try to play the 7 in the same pocket if he goes too far, but trying to get sort of middle of the table. He's still a little unsure, but hopefully he can pick a shot and just stay down and follow through. I mean, it's a lot easier said than done, though.
Yeah, he did take the 5. He's just had to look to see if the 7 passes into the same pocket. It wasn't clear from his reaction if it did or not. It will be from his position play. That would suggest it does. Would have liked to have been straight or just low on this, I would have felt, to be able to keep for the 3.
What's a race to 7? Oh. Ooh.
I think that was all about holding for the 3, Chris. He's forced it off the long rail and back out. Missed the pot.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's a lot of these kind of shots that I've seen Roberto kind of mess up on, and it's not generally the super technical shots. It's more of the just kind of, I don't know if he underthinks it, but just kind of more so, just kind of the stroke, which he has a really good stroke, but it's just kind of interesting to see. You know, a top player of his caliber.
Yeah, just the rare misses we have seen, there's only been 1, 2, maybe 3, seem to have all been, as you suggested, where he's maybe focused a little bit more on the position and taken the pot a little bit more for granted. But what it has done is delivered us with some exciting stuff and has allowed Gorst to get back to the table here with not much traffic in his way. And gentlemen recording the action, I think we should tell him we've got the best seat in the house here, so tune in.
You might run into the 8 here to kind of bump it out. Would not be surprised. Really good shot there. You have to go 15 here if you can, and then take what you can on the 10 ball. I think he's going to use 15 and then 10 and then 8 in the same pocket as the 15.
Yep, punched it off the long rail as you suggested. Back out for the 10, and that bump on the 8 proved very beneficial.
Went a little far there, but it'll be okay.
Yeah, and a well-deserved round of applause. Fedor Gorst takes a 5-3 lead. You heard earlier a slightly louder round of applause from the home crowd on the other table. Justin Bergman now 6-3 over Joshua Filler. And, well, Chris, I've not had the pleasure of playing on these Predator Arc tables, but I can tell you from the box, the side pockets are very unforgiving. Have you had the opportunity to play on these?
Yeah, I played Carlo Beato on one of them on the live stream in the Predator Las Vegas Pro Player Series. And the side pockets are a little unforgiving, but honestly, I think it's a shot selection thing where you kind of know that they're unforgiving, so you should more play so for the corners, and then just understand that the side pockets are the toughest ones on the table probably.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to my opportunity. I hope I don't play someone as tough as you or Biardo, though. I would like to get some table time.
Yeah, the newer clock they have is a little more grippy, so it's a little less slidey, which is very nice. Oh, look at that break.
Yep. Gorst now making balls. Needs to back it up. 1 break and run so far from his first successful break. He's already looking at that little cluster with the 3 and the 10. If the 10 passes, that might make his decision making better, but where the 1 is hampering the 11
10 passes
into that, I would say, top right corner, but top left as we look from the overhead.
Problem is the 3,
So,
yeah.
all to be taken into consideration when making your decision here. I've seen Gorst quite often in these racks take his extension very early.
He's going stripes. Wow. I'll get that out of there now. Play it next. Very smart. Very, very smart. I thought he might run into it also, but that was the safer play. To not run into another ball.
I'm still not convinced the 10 passes the 3, so there may still be work needed over there. First of all, got to play this 11 all the way up. should be able to float through. May even go past the side pocket with the cue ball. He's played that well, Chris. And if he wants to move the 10. Oh.
Oh.
Well, that camera angle wasn't completely conclusive for me, but you may be right, Chris, and that will make life a lot easier for Gorst. And that would suggest it does. Good spot.
The question is now, does he roll up for the 9 ball? Or does he drop back out of there for the 12 or 13 in the side?
Well, if he's able to leave shape, I was going to say if he was able to leave shape, is it the 13? I believe it's the 13, where he's finished straight on the pot, possibly the top left. He will not need to do much with the cue ball to hold for the 8.
The biggest thing is on the correct side of the 3. You don't want to be snookered at all on the 3 ball, obviously. Beware of that treacherous side pocket, right?
Well, I think he's not come up high enough for the center, so for the side pocket. He's probably going to have to play this to the top left to hold for the 8 now. He's not straight on it. But yes, treacherous is a great word to use, Chris. Nice word.
So that one miss cost Roberto another 2 racks, as we saw in the previous miss. He has it right there. He could have been in this match, maybe even tied or up.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Chris. It's just them 2 mistakes that have allowed Gorst not only back to the table, but with the ability to assert some control. The scoreline now reflecting that. Race to 8. Gorst now at 6-3. As we look across the Hyatt Regency here at the Ark in St. Louis, we'll just bring you a couple of updates from the other tables. Over on table 4, Aloysius Yap 5-1 up on Radoslav Babica. Mario Hay 5-3 up over the Spaniard Alvaro Kononika. And Hayato Hijikata from Japan 4-2 up on Vitaly Patsura. All the matches underway, I mentioned earlier, but for viewers that are just joining us, please do visit ProBilliardSeries.com. You will get all of our 4 events, schedules, times, table numbers, players. Back to Gorst. Been making balls off the break. Gave them a crunch, Chris.
Roberto with what seems like an open table for the most part. 11 might be a little weird. The 5. What would you go with here? I personally like stripes. What do you think?
I like stripes too. It's just that 1 ball that's spoiling the party.
Yeah. 11 pass is what he's looking at now.
It's not easy to get on the one if you take solids either. Can he maneuver something? Or does the 11 pass? Maybe it passes. He might not have a full pocket though, Chris.
Yeah, I could also use the 9 to kind of bump into the 11. That might take a few shots and you have to be careful. He's going for it now. We'll touch the 3 with your shirt, Roberto. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't even expect him to play it at that sort of pace either. But now in prime position in this 10th rack.
Sometimes when you're scared, you have to hit it hard to make sure that you get through the ball. Not saying he's scared, but just something funny.
Yeah, I have the pleasure of playing baseball where I'm from, and we have a gentleman in the team called Vout, and he has a very good saying that we came up with together: if in doubt, clout. And that probably would come under that mantle.
Yeah, there's a good thing my friend Evan Bishop always says. He says, "Hard shot, hit it hard." It's funny.
I wouldn't mind that one on a t-shirt, Chris. And Gomez is doing exactly what he needs to do. He's picked these off very nicely. It looked like Gorst was getting his brake working, which was early alarm bells for Roberto after Gorst had his first 2 dry breaks. And now, on his 3rd, Gomez has been able to pounce, running them all out. Brings the scoreline back to 6-4. We'll now have the break, and well, this winner break format, Chris, it's been moving momentum quite often in some of these matches, but yet still not very often a player running away with it. As you look at the statistics there, 904 for Gorst, 860 for Gomez, and in the balls pocketed per inning, they're not far apart, 4.1, 4.4, only 1 safety. That shows how aggressive these two are.
Yeah, I feel like every time Roberto tries to get a little momentum, he just kind of gets it away a little bit. So hopefully he can keep his foot on the gas here and try to tie this all up. I mean, his break is one of the best in the tournament from what I've seen so far. I just had to say something.
I was going to use the phrase commentator's curse, but Chris, both players have been, yeah, exactly. They've been getting close even when their breaks have been dry. This time the 2 dressed up right in the jaws of the corner pocket. And I'm not too sure if that really leaves an easy opener on the stripes for Gorst. There's certainly a long opener. Can you glean any more magic from that rack, Chris?
I think I'd probably go for the 7 ball here on the side and just work down there and then come back up for the 3-2. But probably the 7 and the 1. It's a lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of options. And now you mentioned that 7, the solids do look a lot more appetizing.
into the treacherous side pocket.
It allowed that one to come in.
Yeah, he's gonna play the 2-3-2 combo. I like doing this now because when the 2 ball's kind of frozen in the pocket like that, you don't really know how the 3 ball is gonna react. It might kind of jump out. So it'll be nice to have other options just in case the 3 ball goes where you can't get it.
Oh.
Controlled very well there.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hit it that hard, Chris. Normally I'm a bit reluctant to go into the combinations like that in case you just get something unfriendly, and the 3 in that case would have gone into some trouble, but clearly he wanted to get the right shape on the 6. Played it well.
Did he get there on the 5? He's gonna have to shoot this 1 ball maybe.
Yeah, I think he was playing for the 1, but it just picked up a bit of running side and threatened just running out of position. I think he's still on it.
I have to use draw on this one. Low right English to bring it back to the rail and in between the 15 and the 5, with the 5 in the middle right.
Deep draw.
Shit.
And that cue ball's come out very nicely, center table. Is he going to be able to drop this in and hold?
I think he can spit it in a little bit of low right, not a lot of speed. He also might be able to go in between the green and the red. Or the red and the red. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, a bit of check side worked to great effect. And now this is all about pace of the cue ball. Got a very big area up in the top right to aim for if he wants to play it into the treacherous side pocket. It's not so treacherous from where the 8 sits here now.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you there.
I might have a consideration for that. And that does bring Gorst on the hill, 7-4. It did look like Roberto was just getting his teeth back into it, but a great break and run. And Gorst in prime position, breaking for the match. Just a quick update from our other tables while we have this little respite. Looks like Bergman. I did hear another clap, so that score may have changed, but it appeared that Joshua Filler was on the comeback, and he is. It's 6-5 now, so that's a bit of a shift from 6-3. Filler winning the last 2. And David Alcada, Alex Kazakis on our table 3. They're still locked. Was 3-3, now 5-5. And on our other streamed table, Alicia Shap 5-1 up now on Radoslav Babica. Again, ProBilliardSeries.com if you want to keep updated with all the scores.
It's dialing on this last
So,
round. I think it's the last one.
Back to this winners round 1 match. Fedor Gorst on the hill. And you feel if he makes a ball off this break, Chris, it could be all over.
Look at that 10 ball, 5 ball down. Man, that 9 ball's still spinning.
And it's
He
frozen.
crushed those ones.
Still spinning and seem to lock tight.
I would imagine solids would be the way to go here.
Yeah, I have to agree. Just looking now from that great camera angle, the 6 does make...
Speaking of camera angle, this is really showing me how dirty my monitor is. Hold on. Clean this fucking thing. What is all this?
I would imagine solos would be the way to go here.
Yeah, I have to agree. Just looking now from that great camera angle, the 6 does make shape into the side pocket. Doesn't look like it's come down far enough to be caught on the rail.
Yeah,
Well, if
that one ball looks a little tricky still to get on, but we'll see how he does it.
Well, he was looking to make our job a bit easier there, pointing out his pattern for us. He's going to play the 2 through the 10 into the corner pocket. And then we'll be looking... Well, I would say he would want to try and get shape on the 1 sooner rather than later. As you mentioned, it looks like it's in a decent spot, but to get to it might not be.
Yeah, there's a good chance I like the 3-1, 7-6 here. That'd be a good pattern to follow. And the 6 brings you right to the 8.
He's just taking his extension, wants to make sure that he gets in perfect position. Good position on the 1 here, and it should be elementary for him there. And I would suggest it would be 7-6 following, using the 6 as the key ball for the 8.
Didn't want to get 100% straight in on this 1 ball. There you go, perfect. Do you chance drawing it back here a little bit to where it's at now, or do you like just stopping the 7 right in its tracks?
I don't mind the stop shot, only down to the fact that making contact with this 6 as gently as possible should ensure that you hold good shape for the 8 and the opposite side pocket. Again, as we saw in the banks, sometimes with 8 ball, it does come down to the preference of the players. Maybe played it a little bit too softly, Chris, but I'd still fancy this 8 ball. And this will see Fedor Gorst progress through to the next round in the winner's side. It's double elimination. That will be it. Roberto Gomez shaking the hand of Fedor, and Roberto will move over into the losers bracket. That will mean 2-3 extra matches to play if he is to make it to the last 32. Fedor Gorst ensuring his pathway at the moment is still a little bit shorter and simpler. Big thank you to you all for joining us. Our next match will be coming up in 45 minutes. My name's Gethin Davis, and it's been a pleasure. Thank you, Chris, Reinhold. We will both be back for the next match on table 2. Don't go anywhere. We will both be right back, as I mentioned, 45 minutes from now. Thank you.
It was against Shaw. Of course. Shaw. Okay. No. Mine's. if it's this, but I wanted to watch a Banks game. It's a Banks game.
And sending it to the Predator press box.
Và xin chào mừng tất cả quý vị khán giả của kênh Bóc Pool Việt Nam. Chúng ta cùng đến với trận thi đấu cuối cùng của giải thi đấu Banh Pool Master.
I guess it's the Vietnamese YouTube channel. I'll find the right one. I'll take a break, but I'll be back soon. Alright, I'm just gonna end it here anyways.